Tower में it's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. Mirchi FM it's hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks and records.
Nani का #1 station है Mirchi FM.
Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM it's #1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग Mirchi FM रोज सुनता है. Mirchi FM जागो मामा.
Mirchi FM it's hot.
In this bulletin, China commits $1.46 million for Fiji elections. From Pacific Sun to Fiji Link, our local airline changes name and look. And National Federation Party to launch manifesto next month. Good evening, welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Chinese government has committed $1.46 million for Fiji's preparation for the 2014 general election. A memorandum of agreement on the donation was signed between Fiji's acting Prime Minister Ayaz Sayed Qayyum and China's ambassador to Fiji, Huang Yong. Sayed Qayyum expressed the Fijian government's appreciation and says the assistance reflects on the strong bilateral relations between the two countries. Ambassador Huang says China is happy to see the progress that Fiji is making in its preparations towards elections in September. Fiji has invited Israel to send observers for the general election on September 17th. The invitation was relayed to Israel's new ambassador to Fiji, Ben Shmuel, by the Attorney General and acting Prime Minister Ayaz Sayed Qayyum. Both governments are in the process of finalizing the details. Ben Shmuel presented his credentials to the President Ratu Epeli Nailatikau before meeting the AG, who presented him with a copy of the Fijian constitution. Goodbye Pacific Sun, hello Fiji Link. The country's local and regional airline last night officially launched its new name, along with new uniform for its staff at the Grand Pacific Hotel. Eleanor Turangaiview has the story.
Pacific Sun as an airline commenced operations in 2007 with domestic and regional commercial flights. Following the rebranding of Air Pacific to Fiji Airways, it was decided that Pacific Sun, being a subsidiary company, also be rebranded. On November 26 last year, parent company Fiji Airways announced Pacific Sun will be rebranded as Fiji Link in mid-2014.
Now, we share the family name Fiji. Fiji Airways and Fiji Link, mother and daughter. As you will know, this will add value also to the brand Fiji, to the tourist market and also, of course, to the economy. Everything we do is about helping to build the Fiji brand, helping to put Fiji on the global map.
Fiji's Attorney General and Aviation Minister Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says the Fijian brand is gathering a lot of momentum.
Fiji, by its very nature, always invoked, always conjured up images of pristine environment, of happy people, friendly people. But we must also now get them to think, whenever the word Fiji is mentioned, quality, consistency. And this is precisely what is happening now. We now have Tourism Fiji, we have Investment Fiji, we have Film Fiji, we have Fiji Airways, we have Fiji Link now, and all of this is part of the brand Fiji.
The decision to finally rest with the name Fiji Link came following an extensive internal process of consultation with stakeholders and the public. Fiji Link CEO Shainaz Voss says the new name is about linking Fiji to other destinations.
We stand ready to link Fiji's outer islands to Nadi and Suva. We are raring to link Pacific cities to Nadi and Suva. We are the link.
The new Fiji Link uniform was designed by local designer Naina Sayed Qayyum, and she says simplicity makes the uniform stand out.
It was the best opportunity I'd ever get to put into a uniform. Exactly what I'd like to see in an airline. because when you're flying, you're always looking at them and they're always looking rushed and uncomfortable. But we had to do something that suited the Fiji image and yet could match up with the uniforms out there with all the other countries.
Fiji Link is investing in more new and bigger aircraft for domestic and regional routes. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
259 military officers and health officials will be deployed to the Golan Heights, Syria at the end of the month. The officers are undergoing a 3-week training at the Black Rock camp in Nandi, which will be completed on Wednesday. Military Chief of Operations Lieutenant Colonel Amani Soliano says the team will replace those currently serving in the Golan Heights. Soliano says they will be flown on a chartered flight, which will also bring over those serving there under the UNDOF. Another 250 military and health officials will march into camp on Wednesday to go through 3 weeks training as they prepare for the next lift to Syria. The National Federation Party will be launching its manifesto next month. The revelation was made by the party leader, Dr. Biman Prasad, during the party's Youth Council meeting in Suva this morning. Shireen Latai has the details.
The NFP leader says the party's draft manifesto is ready and the party members are having consultations before it is launched.
Our experts, including those internationally, are looking at it. We've got some feedback already.
According to Dr. Biman Prasad, some of the key issues in the manifesto are the rising cost of living, the level of unemployment in Fiji, Fiji's economy in terms of trade investments and opportunities, as well as good governance.
We will be also looking at other measures to bring down the cost of living immediately, and that would be reviewing some import duties on key food items. Plus, we will be looking at the same time, creating economic policies that could generate jobs, that could increase wages.
The youth members met in Suva this morning to come up with a set of recommendations on issues affecting the younger generation and the country as a whole to be included in their manifesto.
I think many of them now believe that they cannot remain apolitical. The time that young men and women could remain apolitical is over, in my view. A lot of the young people have some very bright ideas. They're thinking, they're concerned, they're worried about the future. And it is very good.
In the meantime, the party is preparing for its major conference, which will be held in July. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, Health Ministry concerned at increasing number of rheumatic heart disease cases.
Bulan 2 sa Batolo FM, and naban 2 rakirak.
Bula FM naban 2 inosor. Go etabo ke boto ko sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM naban 2 Korbo.
Bula FM naban 2 Sawa. Bula FM naban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Naban 2 nang Bula FM memba.
Bula FM naban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau tali tak ada warung nang Bula FM Lotoka.
Ali akar warung Bula FM naban 2 NSR.
Bula FM naban 2 NSR.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Telew.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in the scene.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back here with FBC News. Medical authorities have noted an increase in the number of cases of rheumatic heart disease at CWM Hospital in Suva in the first quarter of the year. The disease was recognized in the 1960s and mostly amongst women. It is now being reported among students. Savara Tambua has the story.
About 12 to 20 cases of rheumatic heart disease were recorded at CWM Hospital in the first quarter of the year. The disease claims the lives of about 60 people annually. RHD has symptoms of muscle ache, swollen and painful joints, and in some cases, a red lattice-like rash.
Primary school age children are the ones who are most susceptible to group A strep throat infections,
and they're also the ones that we see have the most frequent rheumatic fever. And so while they might not know that they have the long-term consequence of rheumatic heart disease, often they present as young adults when their heart can no longer cope with the leaking valves.
22-year-old Dilaitia Usa was diagnosed with RHD at the age of 8. The past 14 years have not been easy for him.
Got this heart-saving surgery on my heart, and from then I realized the importance of RHD, and yes, it is really dead disease if we are not treated.
Parents have been advised to be aware of these signs. Children's throats get irritated and inflamed, causing a sudden and severe sore throat.
And really the main crux is to try and teach children of all ages to recognize the sore throat as a potential killer, and to tell either a parent or a teacher, and then the appropriate medical person can have a look at them and give them the appropriate treatment.
Fiji is becoming the referral center for the diagnosis of RHD in the region for recent times. Cases that were used to be sent overseas are now being treated at the CWM hospital. Sawera Tambua, FBC News.
Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association wants to ensure Fiji's tourism grows and visitor arrivals increase from all the markets, including the Asian countries. This was one of the main matters highlighted during its 49th annual general meeting in Nandi yesterday. Akusita Tale has more.
Matters and issues of concern to the tourism industry will affect all Fijians, and the association says it's important to get the industry to retain its growth and development.
The tourism industry is now a huge part of the Fiji economy. It's over 37% of the GDP. 1 in 3 people working is involved with the tourism industry.
The way towards achieving these goals is to work hand in hand with its partners and stakeholders to improve and lift tourism to a higher level.
In terms of employment, investment, there's a lot going for the tourism industry, and we, the Hotel Association, we will work with government and all the other stakeholders to make sure this industry continues to be buoyant.
Being re-elected as president for another term on the day of the launching of Fiji Link, Sito says one of the key fundamentals for tourism development is access in and around the region.
Coming from Australia, you need capacity, you need frequency, and from all the key markets. Likewise, when you bring them to Nandi and Suva, you need to also take them out to the other areas in Fiji, because tourism is the only industry where you can actually spread the benefit wide.
The association has praised the government for bringing about developments for the aviation and tourism industry and hopes the Lambasa airport will also be extended to handle bigger aircrafts and more capacity and frequencies for the north. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
International courier services provider DHL today marked World Environment Day in a big way. Close to 100 staff planted about 3,000 mangrove plants along the Nasese foreshore. World Environment Day was celebrated on Wednesday with the theme Raise Your Voice, Not the Sea Level. Ellen Stoltz reports.
DHL staff were out and about this morning cleaning up the Nasese foreshore and planting mangroves to commemorate World Environment Day. 91 out of the 92 staff showed up to support the initiative, starting with a clean-up from Mai Suva Park and along the Nasese foreshore.
It was these guys' initiative. It was the staff that came up with this, so yeah, we just went along with it. It's great.
Mark Comments says their contribution syncs in well with this year's theme, which focuses on small islands and the bigger picture of global warming.
The World Environment Day theme this year is about the smaller Pacific nations, and so we started off we're looking at beach erosion. So we started planting mangroves up there, so we've just followed a line of mangroves, and we've planted about 2,000 to 3,000 seeds up there. We finished that job, so now we're just cleaning up the beach here. So it's all part of our corporate social responsibility.
Factors like food wastage and garbage, growing population, intense industrialization and urbanization have contributed in raising global warming to alarming levels.
We can only hope that such initiatives will be carried out on an annual basis and that it would rub off on other organizations and individuals to do their part for the environment. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
The success of the Tavarua Island as a surfing destination would not have been possible if it wasn't for the founder of Cloudbreak, Dave Clark. Clark discovered Cloudbreak way back in 1982 while on holiday. Josephine Navula has the details.
Located about a mile off the island of Tavarua, Cloudbreak, as we now call it, got its name of how huge it was.
In Hawaii, breaks that happen outside of the island out there, way out to sea, they call them cloud breaks. So we just kind of referred to it as the cloud break. So we got to surf it for several months and realized it was a pretty good surfing wave, and just decided, why don't we just call it cloud break, and that's kind of how it came to be.
Clark was a teacher in American Samoa and decided to sail by to Tavarua with his wife for a holiday. It was there that he discovered the huge waves.
We came over and camped in, I think, 82, and we would just wait on the restaurant wave out here, and as you can see, it doesn't break all that often. So in between the surfs, we'd climb up in the trees down here, the end of the island, look out to sea, and we saw this reef outside that was breaking all the time, had big surf, and we wondered what that was.
Once they found out the waves were consistent, the couples approached the landowners.
We went to the family that owns the island, that's the Nakailevu of Nandronga, and asked them if they'd be interested in starting something like this, and then approached the government, the NLTV at the time, it's TLTV now, and then Economic Development Board at that time, which became Trade Investment and then Investment Fee. That's how far back it goes. So we approached them, and they thought it was a good idea, and we started with a very small camp.
Clark hopes for development like this to take place in other islands like in the Lau groups to boost tourism industry in Fiji. Josephine Navula, FBC News.
Well, coming up in sports, surfing contest comes to an end. And Bar beats Lambasa in the north.
It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Nusrat.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station. It's always Gold FM with us here in Singapore.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lotoka.
Singapore loves classic hits on Gold FM.
Listen to Gold FM here in Tawarua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lotoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bato Bahe, Bame Radio Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर
रेडियो Fiji 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो Fiji 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2, मसूरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2।
टावा में रेडियो Fiji 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो Fiji 2 रॉक।
रेडियो Fiji 2 I love you।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो Fiji 2।
Leading FBC Sports tonight, Crusaders Super Rugby star Nemani Nandolo showed his sheer class as the Vodafone Flying Fijians beat Italy 25-14 in a one-off test in Suva this afternoon. Nandolo scored a try, kicked 2 penalties and as many conversions to hand the hosts a well-earned victory at the ANZ Stadium. The other tries were scored by Napoleone Lalaga and Akapu Singera. Italy got 2 penalty tries. Meanwhile, in a Pacific Nations Cup match played today, Samoa and Tonga drew 18-all. The 2014 Mount St. Mary Sevens tournament was launched in Nandi yesterday. Organisers are planning to accommodate 48 teams in the main category and 8 teams each in the oldies and women's divisions. A total prize purse of $10,000 is up for grabs for teams in various categories.
We aim to give the spectators something to enjoy. Hopefully we can put this on the table that all who come to our tournament on the 24th and 25th will be there to enjoy something good experience in sevens.
The tournament is in its 4th year running and will be held at Prince Charles Park for the first time on the 24th and 25th of October. Brazilian Gabriel Medina is the new winner of the 2014 ASP Men's World Tour. Medina posted a near-perfect 2-wave score in the final at Cloudbreak to beat young American rival and last year's Rookie of the Year Nat Young. Josephine Navula reports.
This is the second victory for the 20-year-old after his achievement at the season opening event on the Gold Coast earlier this year.
Up there, it's really good. In the beginning of the year, I was in first in the ranking as well, and this feels like nervous, but I'm happy at the same time.
Now ranked second in the world, Michel Bourrez says the final was a great showdown on the waves.
Great. Semi-final is such a good result for me, as you said, and you know, I'm just happy that Gabriel won, you know, because he's been pretty much like amazing the whole event, and especially in the final, because he took the right decisions every time, and he was completely like you know, like over the whole final, you know, and you know, it's always good to be behind somebody like him.
Former 3-time champion Kelly Slater says the competition was a steady one for him.
It was okay this year, not great for me. I mean, you know, in the last 3 years I won it, but so I got quarterfinals this year. It was okay. You know, I've done better in the past, I've done worse in the past, but sort of a steady result for me, not a great or terrible one.
The 11th stop tour next heads to Jeffreys Bay in South Africa for round 6 from July 10th. Josephine Navula, FBC Sports.
The Bar football side has moved into the second spot on the Fiji Sun Skipper Tuna National Football League points table. This after the side beat host Lambasa 3-2 in the Lone Super Premier fixture played at Subrel Park today. Goals from Avinesh Swami, Madhu Dunandamu and Abu Zahid saw the men in black come away with the maximum points. Lambasa's goals were scored by Apisalome Turuva and Sandeep Nair. New Zealand is in real danger of missing out on the semi-finals for the first time in Junior World Championships rugby competition. This after the side was beaten 33-24 by defending champion South Africa last night. The failure to collect a bonus point leaves New Zealand in real danger. Here's the action.
Come through though to the New Zealand side. They've got a massive advantage out here on the left. They must score to beat the lead. Tackle. And away he goes down the touchline to beat the lead. Heads off a foot. Oh, this is brilliant. Away it goes to Creel. Peterson back in field. And it's a try to Jesse Creel. And South Africa in front. They go wide. Creel. Good tackle made, but the support is there. New Zealand not getting any opportunity to fight for the ball on the ground because the clean out's so good. Now the chance. There he goes.
No, definitely. I think our forwards they did a great job today. They got stuck in and got go forward ball, and when the rain started coming down, we started playing the kicking game, and it worked out quite well for us.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we started the game quite well. We played, you know, the way we wanted, so we made the most of our opportunities in the first half, but we struggled for ball in the second half, and we struggled to exit from our half, and so that killed us.
Meanwhile, 2 tries in 4 minutes early in the second half gave Samoa the breathing space they needed to secure a first win of the tournament over Scotland. The 28-17 win means Samoa is third in its pool with 4 points after a win and a loss. Here's how it unfolded.
Salui with a wide ball, Iteru. Ball back on the inside, Sangha. Rampling, can he get the ball away at the tackle? Yes! Hutchison, he's kicking long for Farndale on the full in the end goal. That's a try for Scotland. Midfield and now Aham with the ball back on the inside for Upper. Nathaniel Upper, he's quick. Too quick, what a try for Samoa. From Salui to Latiru. Skelton. He tracks a lot of defenders. High on. Oh, Talatona Murray with some brilliant skill, a right foot step. Can he outrun the defence? We're going to see, are we? A brilliant individual try.
It was generally fine in most places today. Nandi, Lotokaba and Lambasa all recorded fine weather throughout the day, whereas Suva and Savusavu had some brief showers. Nandi and Savusavu recorded the lowest temperatures today, hitting 28 degrees on the chart. Ba had the highest with 31 degrees. Well, tomorrow there should be fine weather in all the centres. Suva and Savu can expect some brief showers in the afternoon. As for the further outlook, some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, fine elsewhere, and it will be cool at night. Recapping our main stories tonight, China commits $1.46 million for Fiji elections. From Pacific Sun to Fiji Link, our local airline changes name and look. And National Federation Party to launch manifesto next month. On to our poll question. Do you feel safe travelling in public service vehicles? Visit our FBC website to take part. But remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That's all from us tonight. See you again tomorrow. Good evening.
Talita na Radio Fiji One na mwira ni nondo bonua.
Ando talita kana borro na Radio Fiji One singa toka boleta ni station ni alumatu.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji One station ni alumatu ilo toka.
Ando talita ka bole una borro na Radio Fiji One mandi na station ni alumatu.
Au tungo korbo ando borro mo live na station ni alumatu na Radio Fiji One.
Ando borro na Radio Fiji One na station ni alumatu na mandoi tele.
Na Radio Fiji One nandu mo ibiti na bonga ni BNN.